So most consumers just rent whatever the cable company offers, because we have to. That means companies have little incentive to innovate. As a consequence, we need multiple devices and controllers to access content from different sources. That makes no sense. So, my administration has encouraged the FCC to remove the barriers to competition that prevent new players from offering innovative cable box options to consumers. We know this works.
It would be rare indeed to find an American television watching consumer who does not feel as if they are being beaten up and left for waste by cable operators and those who seek to gouge every penny they can find. The technology is changing faster than any one company can keep up with, or so it seems. And when the president himself gets involved in the techno wars over those confounded cable boxes we all love to hate, then a group focusing on the inherent and always shocking waste in government gets involved. Once again, we turn to Citizens Against Government Waste for the explanation, joined this time by their president, Tom Schatz. Tom, thanks for joining us. Let's get right to this here, because this involves two words, if you will, AllVid and FCC. What exactly is this all about?
This is about the Federal Communications Commission making a decision to impose technology on an industry that's already moving away from that technology. Yes, people still need a set-top box, but more and more options are available without the box. Comcast has announced that it will provide a new app. Time Warner and Charter have apps as well. You can get anything you want anywhere. You don't need to be at your TV and near your TV. And to have the president intervene is one of the most outrageous examples of presidential overreach. He's literally going into your living room and your bedroom and saying, hey, I want you to have this device right here, right now, even though you don't really need it.
Is there a way, though, because you just mentioned people are going to their phones right now, they're going to their laptops, wherever, in order to get a lot of their entertainment from these days. That's where they see Newsmax a lot more often than basic cable boxes. So is it possible that people can just avoid this by shoveling the cable to the side? I mean, a lot of people are unplugging these days.
Absolutely. Tens of millions of people, particularly millennials, are unplugging. They rely on other devices. They watch things on the internet. You can still get over the air about 30 stations. You can get a Roku or another device to get the programming that you want. So the FCC is regulating something that does not need to be done. They're behind on the technology. And this will, in fact, force consumers to pay more for their services because the cable companies are going to make them pay for this new box. There's other pieces of this. It affects intellectual property, piracy. It makes it easier to steal what goes up on the internet. And really the company behind this, and we don't usually go after a single company, it's all about Google. They want to get into your living room and get more information about you and not pay for the content that has been paid for by the cable companies.
Tom, is the waste here, quite frankly, that the government is backing the FCC, a government agency stuck in old tech here? They're spending a lot of money, time, and effort on this, when, in essence, the money can be spent basically better elsewhere.
Well, it's an enforcement issue, it's a waste issue, it's a time issue. Everything that the FCC is doing about this is just a big waste of time and money. And for the president, again, to come in and say something before the comment period ends is just an intervention that shouldn't happen. These agencies are supposed to be independent, make decisions based on comments that come in. And I don't know, did somebody at the FCC call the president and said, hey, we're getting overwhelming comments against AllVid. Why don't you say something nice about this process, and we'll just ignore what people are saying out in the public.
Sounds like a favor. Gee, what a shock inside the Beltway. Hey, Tom, I only got 90 seconds left, and I can't let you get away without asking you this, because we've talked recently about the Congressional Pig Book. The Pig Book, I should say, that CAGW puts out every single year detailing federal government waste. It's a great book. It shows so much pork that's out there. But honest, Tom, I got to ask, does it make a difference when you come out with this book every year and point out where all the waste is? Does anything really get done?
10 years ago, there were $29 billion in earmarks. Now it's $5 billion. So there's some progress. Even over the last 2 years, it's up almost 90%. It's still in the single digits, $5 billion in fiscal year 2016, not tens of billions. But we do have to make sure that they eliminate them altogether, not just have a few hundred or a few $1 billion in earmarks.
Do people inside the Beltway, the lawmakers, do they fear this Pig Book coming out every year? I mean, it seems as if they should, but quite frankly, we always get the politicians who say they fear nothing when it comes from outside agencies.
Look, even Republicans, appropriators, members of the Transportation Committee in the House keep trying to get the Republican conference to bring back earmarks. Terrible idea. It's one of the many reasons we keep putting out the pig book. If the earmarks are there, we're going to find them, uncover them, expose them, and hold them accountable so that they just stop it altogether.
Earmarks increased 21% from fiscal 2015, despite a 2011 moratorium on earmarks imposed by John Boehner. So you can see that this is still going on. It is still a problem. I want to really remind people. We talked about this last week. Learn more about it. Go to the website, CAGW.org. Look for things there that are more than this, but also the Congressional Pig Book. You have to find it out. Find out where your lawmakers are. Find out what they're doing with your money, because the Citizens Against Government Waste is the only group that's doing it every single day, and we're always here to point it out. Tom Schatz, always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks so much for joining us. Good luck. Remind everybody once again, CAGW.org. Find the pork, if you will. Do not let them take your money. Stay with us. The Hardline continues.